Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Neon and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we'll be checking out the Aizden Bloodline in Shinobi Life 2. Now what makes this Bloodline very unique is the fact that you cannot get this by spinning, or you cannot get this in the REUPLOAD shop. The only way that you can get this is by filling every single Gen 3 in the game, which there is 9 in total, and then after that you have to go to Espada and then you have to go claim the Bloodline itself. But yeah, that's honestly a pretty cool way to get this Bloodline. It took me about 9 hours to get recently because I streamed the process of me getting this Bloodline. For you it might differ. Some people it takes up to a week to get, so it's honestly quite the grind to get this bloodline. Anyways, enough babbling about that. In case you don't know, Aizden is a clan bloodline that can be obtained after acquiring all 9 hollow masks from defeating the Gen 3 tailed spirit bosses and interacting with the portal and Espada. Now Aizden's moveset revolves around using black and purple energy and summoning the Aizden spirit, which is basically 10 tails. It also has one singular variation named Aizden Inverse, which is just this bloodline but black. That's quite literally it. Anyways, let's finally get into it. So, of course, as always, it's been a while, but we always get into the modes first. There we go. As you guys can see, overall, the mode looks very, very cool for this one. In case you didn't see the transition, I recommend watching it. Just go back 5 seconds and you can see for yourself. Anyways, this is a very cool looking mode, and there's in fact 2. So let's just, go into the second one real quick. Same transition, but now you have, well, I think that's all 10 tails right there. But yeah, very cool, but obviously we're gonna have to start with the first one as always. Anyways, it is finally time for the first move. This video is a little bit janky because it's the first video in a month, so sorry about that. Anyways, here we go. This is the first move, and this one does kind of like a trail of damage, so I'm gonna do this kind of sideways to show you how much damage it does to 3 people, or 3 logs in this case. You guys can see. There you go. So as you can see, it did area damage to these 2 logs. I don't think it did too much to this one because it wasn't really in the direct path, but overall it's a pretty decent move for boss grinding and also just for fighting people in general. Anyways, now it's time for the second move. As you guys can see, this one's pretty cool. This one just basically spawns in these kind of like black and purple balls, like it said in the beginning of the description of this bloodline, and it does area damage to wherever you're standing about. It does a fairly large amount of AoE damage, and honestly it's really good for team fights as well. And now finally, this one, I think I'm gonna have to go get somebody to fight because it is in fact a stun. All right, so we have a few test subjects over here, and as you can see, we're gonna do the final third move. As you can see, it basically puts everybody in the surrounding area into a stun. As you can see, it did quite a lot of damage to 4 people. Anyways, now that we're done with that, it is time for the E-Spec, as you guys can see. Basically what this does is that a bubble kind of forms and it kind of auto tracks. I don't know if you have to point or it auto tracks, but as you guys can see, it is dealing quite a bit of damage, and it also lasts for quite a while. Anyways, now it is time for the Q spec, as you guys can see. Now that's supposed to kind of be like a combo thing. I'm not quite sure why it doesn't do it for me, at least, but I've seen how it works. Honestly, it's very, very cool. It's like a combo kind of thing. You basically stab them a bunch of times, so if it works for you, good for y'all, but for me it just doesn't seem to work. But finally it is time to finish it off with the first mode, C spec, as you guys can see. There we go, instantly killing, well, all 4 of them, but basically it's the exact same as the second move in a sense, but instead you have it as your C spec and it deals a little bit more damage. Anyways, now that we're done with that, we're gonna finally move on to the last mode, and well, as you guys can see, I kind of showed you guys this earlier in the video, but this is the second mode. Now the only thing that changes with this is I'm pretty sure the C spec, the Q spec, and I don't know about the E spec. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, let's start off with the Q spec, as you guys can see. So this is kind of interesting. If it lags, it's because you turn into this big like thing, and this is one of the fastest ways to move around the map. Like, I'm gonna show you guys how fast that takes. Like, you can go like completely around the map in within maybe like 20 seconds, and this is one of the fastest ways to move. Now the really cool thing about this is that, for example, you see that little purple dot. I don't know if I can zoom in for you guys, but basically you shoot it and it deals damage. However, the mode is going down immensely. In the past like 10 seconds I've almost ran out of my mode completely, so let's just get out of that real quick. Anyways, now that we're done with that, let's move on to the E-Spec. So as you guys can see, it's basically the same exact one as the one in the last mode, but I think this one sticks to the ground, or I'm not 100% sure. I think this is the one that stays the same. Oh god. Also, this is another thing, when you block, you get this really high raised block. I think it's the same height as some of the Gen 3s, which is very cool. And now finally it's time for the C spec, which I'm gonna just kind of go over here a little bit because I need a little bit of space. You guys can see, you turn into the giant kind of monster and you shoot some purple beams at them that deal damage, and overall it's a really good damage dealing move. Now I'm going to finish these guys off by becoming this thing again, and wow, that is an insane amount of lag. Just finishing these guys up like this. You can literally kill anybody from afar, and as you can see, they're all gone, but my mode is about to run out, so let's get out of this. Anyways, apart from that, in case you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to join my Discord server, I'll be leaving a link in the description for that. But apart from that, like I said, like and subscribe if you want more, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, peace out, y'all.